Good morning, Saransh.
Hey Shruti, how are you?
I am doing well, thank you. And congratulations on your admits to Cambridge as well as HEC Paris.
Thank you, Shruti. Could not have done without you.
Absolutely a pleasure working with you. So, Saransh, I remember when we started off on this journey together. This was almost, let's say, around March last year, and you had plans of applying to multiple programs. So, I think, I'll hand it over to you to talk about your profile. What has your journey been like, and the way you went about selecting multiple schools, handling multiple schools. The applications for round one itself becomes very tricky, so please tell us your insights on how people should look at this journey and how your journey has been all along.
So Shruti, let me tell something about myself. So I have been working at Deloitte since the past 5 years now. I am a computer science engineer who graduated in 2020 and has been working with Deloitte since then itself. So till that time, I have skipped between different types of profiles. I started as a developer and now leading a team of six to work for a big tech company based out of USA. So my goal was to work in an international setting and go into a global business school. So I applied to five schools, and out of those five schools, I got an admit from few of them. And finally, I'm selecting Cambridge as my final choice for this over here. So I remember, Shruti, I got a rejection from ISB in 2023, and that was one of the hardest part because that is one of the dream school for many. But then I saw like a lot of people who have worked with you. I talked to them, and that's why I decided to approach you. So I think that process was around in Feb end when the round two results for ISB came out, and that was one of the most difficult part. So I thought, why not start a little early? I What I did was I contacted you. We had free brainstorming sessions about my profile, what are the strengths and weaknesses, and how exactly I could create the strategy for the next 1 year. So you actually helped me shortlist all the business schools that I wanted to apply. Three of them were here in India, and two of them were in abroad. And handling all of them was a very massive challenge because you have to write essays, you have to research about all these individual schools, you have to talk to the alumni, and that's one of the biggest tasks with one doing a full-time job as well. But that process went really smoothly, and finally in September, October, all of my interviews were done and I got an admit finally.
Now it seems so simple, right? But do take us deeper into the journey as to how the essay writing process was, and when you were looking at the different applications, is it really like you build the essays for a single school and that will be applicable to other schools, or do you really have to go about the brainstorming sessions or brainstorming in terms of different schools and what are they looking for separately?
I would say you'll have to customize them according to what the business school is offering and what is their target students. INSEAD has a target audience who are majorly looking for going into consulting. So there are different strategies for different schools as well. And there are different set of essays. There might be slight overlap, I would say, but not massively. You have to write essays right from scratch. You have to brainstorm about them for each and every individual school. One school might be asking about your strengths and weaknesses, other might be asking about your different challenges that you face during life, or different instances. Every school has a different types of essays that they provide, and you have to give at least 4 to 6 weeks, I would say, to craft a really good essay. We went through a lot of drafts. I remember, I think at least five or six for few of the schools. But once you have that momentum, right, it gets easier for the more schools. The one that you apply for, let's say you are applying to ISB, and then you have written 4 to 6 essays. After that, for each and every subsequent school, it gets slightly easier. So you don't feel a lot of pressure into customizing it a lot. But yeah, it gets slightly easier.
Other aspect of this whole school selection process and applying to MBA programs is that I insist that you must apply to at least five or six schools in the round one itself, and you should not limit yourself to hardly one or two programs, because round one becomes very critical from the point of view of that the whole everything is a clean slate, so you have the whole world open to you. And if you miss the chance over here, and then applying in round two always gives you constricted set of options. So what are your thoughts on that? And what do you suggest to people who are planning for the next round of applications?
Well, I would say you have to start as early as you can. You have to shortlist the school at least 3 to 4 months before the deadline is coming for a particular school, and you have to give your GMAT way before that, so that you are free mentally and you can think through what you did in life, how was your journey till now, why you want to do an MBA. You need time of at least 3 to 4 months to think about different aspects of this. And then I would say that not just apply for one or two schools, you should apply for at least five of them, because you need to have backup option. Like you need to consider dream school, what is a safe school, and what type of schools would be like where you will be willing to go, even if you got a rejection from other ones. So you always should have a backup plan for anywhere that you are applying or taking a decision for. And business school is one of the most toughest decision a one could take. It's a huge investment as well. So I think instead of wasting one more year, you should have a good strategy there in place. Have like 5 to 6 schools, and then work through your applications.
And that also gives us a very good timeline to think of how to start off on the round one applications. The best time to do is, let's say, by February or March, you should get started on your applications. Have your GMAT way before that. That's also a very important aspect of this whole preparation. Then you are done with one thing and you have just the application to think about.
It gives you a lot of time to think very deeply about each and every aspect of your journey. For me, I had to think through why I chose engineering, why I chose the company that I'm working for, why the projects that I signed up for, I did that, and what was the impact. And these are some of the things that are very hard for a new person coming and having the experience of filling the application for the first time. But it really helps you change your mind and think very clearly about what you need to do after an MBA and how will it help. So I think you need a lot of time to clarify your thoughts and organize them in a better way.
And Saransh, I know that you have a strength in research and analysis, and we can't complete this conversation without knowing your analysis of HEC versus Cambridge. How did you go about making that choice? This is a question that a lot of people will have all along the years, and your insights will be very valuable.
So one of the toughest part was when I got an admit from Cambridge and HEC Paris parallelly. One of my goals was to work in a setting where I could work for at least 3 to 4 years. From HEC Paris, I researched through LinkedIn, to some of the alumni. I got to know that most of the people who are going into consulting are going either in the UAE offices or they are working in the European countries, except for the UK. But there, one of the issues that I found was that there is a huge language barrier when it comes to in companies. Let's say I'm working in Spain or France. I need to know the local languages so that I could work very closely with the businesses. But that was one of the reasons that I chose to go with Cambridge, because I get a 2 year work visa after graduating from Cambridge, and that will give me some of the mental freedom to search through different companies and work in the profile that I really wanted to. And also I think that is one of the biggest decisions that I had to take, because your post work location should be one of the major criteria for you to choose which college you want to select. When I was talking to the alumni, I found it that it is extremely hard to get a work visa from HEC Paris if you want to work out of London offices. I to talked to almost 3 to 4 alumni, and that was something that really changed my mind, because if I'm going somewhere, investing so much money, and I'm not getting into my target location for the work, that could have set me back a few years in my career. So that was one of the reasons I chose Cambridge. And almost I would say that both of the colleges are equally good in terms of the cohort that is getting into there and things like that. And the career opportunities are also similar. So this was the only factor because of which I chose Cambridge over HEC.
Thank you so much. And Saransh, anything else that you would like to share with people who are planning to apply to MBA programs? Any insights that you might have?
Well, I would say, like, Shruti, you helped me a lot. It was really one of the most difficult parts from my side to actually get a successful admit from one of these colleges. You were just one call away, and you used to be so proactive in replying to all my queries that I had. And I think I had some of the most difficult query that I would ask someone, because I have a habit of researching a lot and asking a lot of questions, and you were so proactive and you were so good at clarifying all of them. So thank you, Shruti. And anyone who's willing to apply to business school, I would definitely tell you that Shruti is the best counselor that one could ever have throughout the journey. You were kind of like a friend throughout the journey, Shruti, So that really helped a lot.
Definitely has been a very good journey. Thank you so much.